absolutely love music, and a big part of movies is the score. So today I'm counting down my top 10 favorite film scores of all time. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Gabriel and I love to rank movies. If you can relate, consider hitting that subscribe button. And please know that this list is just my opinion, but I would love to see yours down in the comment section. But with that said, let's get into it. Number 10 is going to be Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl by Claus Badelt. Pirates of the Caribbean has such an adventurous score that fits perfectly into the pirate theme and genre of the film. Claus Badelt just did such a fantastic job writing the score for this film because it just sounds like pirates. It sounds like it would be in some adventure film with sword fighting, and he just wrote the score for Pirates of the Caribbean perfectly. Number 9 is Avengers Endgame by Alan Silvestri. Alan Silvestri took all of the music he worked on from other Marvel films and just made them more exciting and epic, which made one of my favorite film scores of all time. The Avengers theme isn't very complicated, but it's still valiant in a way that is so quintessential. And then Alan Silvestri wrote possibly his best piece of music he's ever written for Marvel, Portals, for the best scene in the entire movie of Avengers Endgame, the portal sequence. Number 8 is Superman the Movie by John Williams. Superman has one of the most heroic scores, even though it was produced more than 40 years ago. Of course, the Spider-Man theme is heroic, the Batman theme too, but for me, this is the superhero theme that's both recognizable and bold. John Williams crafted such an iconic score that will no doubtedly go down to be one of his best. Number 7 is La La Land, with music by Justin Hurwitz and lyrics by Ben Pasek and Justin Paul. Now, I love movie musicals, and this is definitely one of my favorites. The film opens up with the song Another Day of Sun, and I thought that was a great way of opening up the film because my favorite song from the soundtrack is Another Day of Sun. There are also a bunch of amazing instrumental tracks by Justin Hurwitz, such as Mia and Sebastian's theme. Now, I had never heard of the composer Justin Hurwitz until watching this film, and I am glad that changed because he writes some very catchy songs in the soundtrack. Ben Pasek and Justin Paul are some of the best modern songwriters in my opinion because they have written some great music in La La Land, The Greatest Showman, Dear Evan Hansen, and even the original music in the remake of Aladdin, all having some really great songs. Number 6 is Jaws by John Williams. Jaws' score is one of the most iconic scores up to date. It spanned a bunch of spoofs and ripoffs, and when you hear them, you immediately think, oh, that's from Jaws. Jaws has such a menacing score, and whenever it starts playing in the background, you know the shark is about to kill or make an appearance. This list is filled with John Williams scores, and for me, this is easily his 4th best. Kicking off the top 5 is Psycho by Bernard Herrmann. This is one of the most terrifying film scores I've ever heard. You can watch the shower scene without music, and it's not nearly as scary. Bernard Herrmann did the score for this film, and he is not a very distinguished composer, but the soundtrack for this film is still intimidating and outstanding. Now, I said this in my Alfred Hitchcock video, but it actually created sound effects people use in YouTube videos. It's that great. Number 4 is Back to the Future by Alan Silvestri. Now, in my opinion, Back to the Future has one of the most identifiable scores of all time, from the rock songs to the big band orchestrated theme played by 100 members. Every song in the soundtrack is perfect. The score matches the tone of the film, whether sad, whether happy, whether exciting. This score is phenomenal. Winning the bronze medal is Jurassic Park by John Williams. Now, only my Letterboxd followers, link in the description, know that my favorite film of all time is Jurassic Park. Since I've had this channel, I've had 3 different favorite films, but right now it's Jurassic Park. And one of the many reasons for that is the score. You would think it had some scary theme, but in reality, it's this beautiful piece of music that perfectly captures what the characters are feeling. There are different variations of the theme, one just piano, another holding onto the notes a little bit longer, and also one that is just majestic, that could fit really well into moments in completely different movies. So all in all, the Jurassic Park score is fantastic. My runner-up is Raiders of the Lost Ark by John Williams. Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the greatest adventure movies of all time, with one of the most adventurous scores of all time. You can tell what genre the film is just by the music, and it matches the tone of the film really well. It's not just the main theme that's great, you also have Marion's theme and the Idol Temple. So in summary, the score for Raiders of the Lost Ark is very good, and easily my runner-up. But before I tell you my favorite score, even though you probably already know what it is, I'm going to tell you a few honorable mentions. First up, I'm going to have E.T. I think it's a really great film score, it's just not quite as memorable as the others on this list. And then I have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It's a great film score, it just couldn't quite make the top 10. And Home Alone, one of the best Christmas scores of all time. But in first place is The Empire Strikes Back by John Williams. When I think of an iconic film score, what immediately comes to mind is Star Wars. Every film in the Star Wars saga has an amazing soundtrack, but the reason I picked The Empire Strikes Back was because it introduced possibly the best piece of music in Star Wars, the Imperial March. I really could not see any other film score in the top spot except for Empire Strikes Back, because John Williams' score is just so memorable and absolutely exceptional. This is almost not even a subjective comment. It's pretty much a well-known fact that the Star Wars score is one of the greatest, and in my opinion, the greatest score of all time. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video. But with that said, stay tuned and subscribe to Cinema Ranks.